All right, welcome back to Browns franchise here on Madden 24. We made some big moves at the trade deadline last week. Ended up getting our first win over the Eagles. This week we're taking on Tampa Bay. They are 2-5. We had some week wheel awards. I think I showed these in the last video. Denzel Ward had 7 tackles, 2 picks, and a touchdown. Ended up winning Defensive Player of the Week. No scenarios of any kind this week. Go ahead and go to our weekly strategy. They want us to throw it medium. Better catch in traffic, better medium routes. I don't like the fast reaction to short passes. I usually like to do throw it deep because it has slower DB run support. When I do pick something other than inside run, of course. Go ahead and do our practice drill here. Ethan Kilmer at quarterback. I have no idea how Bell caught that and took it all the way for a touchdown on the first play. There's a ringer. And he had a big game last week against the Eagles. Our defense also had a pretty big game. A lot of new faces on the team. Of course, we traded for Ed Oliver. Traded for Devon Achane. Darius Toney can't quite get in there. It's incomplete. That might stop us from getting gold. Yeah. Would really like to get gold here. May have to restart. Not sure we can get it at this point. I'm going to try to still get it. Only 9 seconds now. That's a touchdown. Maybe we throw this deep. Pick up another touchdown. That's silver. If we throw this one deep, we might be able to get gold. Not really sure. That's gold. We did get it. And no dev trade upgrade. Not going to do the other drills just for simple lack of time. Don't want the video to go longer than it already is going to. Got an injury. Looks like one of the backup wide receivers. Looks like another one of the offensive linemen. We'll take a look at the injury report going into the game. Doesn't look like any injuries on defense. We're going to have a few upgrades here. And it doesn't want to load the upgrades. And doesn't seem like it wants to do much of anything. I've been having some problems with this today. We'll close it out and load it back up. Hate to do that in the middle of the video again, but I think I did that for Malik Cunningham franchise. And I might have restarted that video. I don't know. I might have restarted that one. We're going to leave this in simply because I've already done the training and stuff. But hopefully it kept the results from the practice. No, it doesn't look like it did. Looks like we're going to have to do it over again. And that's unfortunate. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. And Madden's been having some problems the last day or so. Hopefully we can get gold first try again. That was a bad throw, but it's still early enough into the drill. It doesn't matter too much. Bell into the end zone. Not really much to say here. Kind of frustrated I have to do this over again. Well, looks like we're probably going to have to restart here. Wonder if we're going to have the same injuries in practice or if it's going to be different after having to redo this. And this, we really shouldn't be having a lot of these problems with. I mean, we're playing offline. That's picked. Okay, I'll have to restart again. I don't know how he had the ball. Somehow they said he dropped that. I like to get gold if I'm gonna do this drill, I might as well make sure I get gold every time. That's a pick. I had gold. And then when I went back to the menu to upgrade the players, it froze up. So get it to Kadarius Toney. That's bronze. Bell's open. That's a touchdown. That wasn't really where I wanted to throw the ball. Because now we might have to look to go a little deeper on some of these throws. That's incomplete. We're going to have to restart again. I don't think we could have gotten gold there. They're not giving us good routes on a lot of these. Back of the end zone to Ringer. I like when they give us the short routes. And those both were covered. I like when they give us the short routes because then you can get the multiplier up a little easier. That's picked off. And he just knocked it out. I mean, we're having some issues today. That's a catch. Bell down to the goal line. And he just takes so long to throw the ball sometimes, too. He doesn't have the quickest release. B is open. That's Ringer. Got to get the ball away. That's a catch by Kadarius Toney. Sort of a desperation throw there, just trying not to run the timeout and get counted for a sack. Ringer with another catch, and we, as long as we don't have an incompletion here, should be able to get gold. Wide open is Ringer. Should be able to. He stopped. I thought he was going to keep going, but we got gold. Finally. Hopefully the game doesn't freeze up again when we go to upgrade the players. We got gold. I'm guessing we're not getting a dev up here. No. But that 750 experience does help. We actually have no injuries on offense, so didn't we had a couple of practice injuries the first time I did this before it froze up, and that time we didn't have any. So I'm gonna take. So Jeremiah Mosu-Koromo is still out for another week, and Martin Emerson's still out. We're gonna get those guys back next week. That's gonna be a big boost to our defense. Upgrade the players. Jalen Phillips has an upgrade. Remember, we traded for him in the last episode. +1 acceleration, +1 finesse moves. Ethan Kilmer has an upgrade. I want to go Scrambler. +1 awareness, +2 throw on the horn, +1 throw power. Gives him 93 throw power. And his accuracies are playing down a little bit. I wouldn't mind getting that deep accuracy up. And we're going to hop into the game here. Finally. Finally. Took a while. We'll get in. We're taking on the Buccaneers. Taking on the Buccaneers here. Gonna look to get a big boost from our defense today. Looks like we're going to be kicking the ball off first. It's raining. It is raining here today in Cleveland. And Tampa Bay will get the ball first. And Ryan Tannehill is their quarterback. 6 touchdowns, 6 picks. And this might not be too rough of a game if we have to take on Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. That's a run, and McClendon gets a loss of 3. And that's a sack by Patterson, our rookie safety. We've got Christian Wilkins. We've got Ed Oliver. Got some better linebackers. He just barely was able to throw that away, Ryan Tannehill. That's going to bring up a 4th and 20. And we're going to get the ball. Decent return there out to the 42. Not a great punt, but they were pretty backed up. Got 19 touchdowns, 20 picks on the season. Would very much like to get that touchdown number higher than our number of interceptions today. Benson's really the start tight end, and I think his dev trait should have been revealed at the end of the last episode. Looks like let me see here. I don't know if it actually says in the coaching, but I didn't see. It doesn't look like it does. I don't see the superstar symbol under him, so it looks like he probably just has star. We'll make sure at the end of the episode. That's going to be incomplete. Unless, of course, he just, for some reason, didn't have enough snaps in the last game. But I'm pretty sure he was really close. There's probably no way he didn't. I don't think we're really into field goal range yet here. Take off with Kilmer. He's not much of a runner, but he gets a first down. He's not the slowest guy on the field, but that much space, he gets the first down. He's not the fastest guy either. He's just going to check it down here. That's incomplete. We're 0 for 2 to start. They want us to run the ball. Lots of RPOs here. Really need to pick a play. We'll go with one of the RPOs. That wasn't very good. Didn't really get any yards on that play. Gonna run no huddle. Had a couple of guys that looked like they might have been open, but We're just going to settle for 3. Really close to blocking it. But we do get the field goal. And I think I might have to turn up the volume on the game just a little bit. I don't want to make it too loud, but I don't think you're really hearing much of any of the volume from the game. Good try. Turning it up just a little bit. Might be able to turn it up a little more than that. Ryan Tannehill, 0 for 2 starting. I mean, it's Ryan Tannehill. What do you really expect him to do? And if we could somehow win out, we might be able to get into the playoff picture. Really don't think that's going to happen. But you never know. Looking for Bell. That's incomplete. And we're also don't have a completion yet. Neither quarterback has a completion yet. Benson's on the field. We're going to look for him. And we're sacked. We're going to go no huddle, and we're going to run the exact same play. But we're going to hope and now the protection does not hold up. I definitely don't run no huddle there. Did not mean to do that. We're going to punt. And just couldn't get the protection. Didn't have enough time to throw. Probably should have run a different play on 3rd down. Probably should try to run the ball a little bit there. Do need to try to run the ball a little more today. We have 28 yards rushing so far. Thornhill with the tackle. It's Tannehill's first completion today for 5 yards. Ed Oliver shedding the block, and he's just going to throw it away. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Not a great punt there. We get the ball at the 31. We're going to screen here. Had a lot of success with that last week. Get a couple of blocks, and that's a 1st down. It's our first completion today. Throw the ball again here. Get it to Bell. And he's out for a big gain. Down to the 34-yard line. 22 yards on that play. Another short pass here. We just get it out to Kadarius Toney. He picks up 8. Gonna run the ball here on 2nd and 2. We don't get the first down. 4 rushes for 12 yards for A-Chain. But I think we're gonna run it again. He fights through the contact and picks up the first down. Ringer's open. He gets 8. I'm gonna go with a draw play here. Can't really get the blocking on that, but we do still get the first down. A lot of RPOs in the play suggestions. Gonna be looking for Benson, the tight end on this play. He's pretty well covered. And I don't have the buttons. I didn't know who was who. The buttons had gone away on the field. Just kind of threw it away there. Our passing yards are into the positive now. Sacks do count against your passing yards. 2nd and 10. Just don't want to turn the ball over here. Benson's open. That's a touchdown. Trevon Benson. One of our offensive linemen's hurt. I'm going to take a 10-point lead here. Beginning of the second quarter. Buccaneers have the ball back here. Blitz Jalen Phillips on this play. He's able to get through, but not able to make the tackle. They're going to get 4 yards. Ed Oliver right over the center here. Not able to shed the blocks. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. You would assume they'd probably want to throw the ball here. That's a catch. Mike Evans. They do still have Mike Evans. And I have to remember, as good as Ed Oliver is in our Browns franchise, he's not as good as he is in our Lions franchise. Because in our Lions franchise, he's all the way up to Superstar X Factor. I think he just has star here. Maybe we can get some big plays and get him a dev increase. And Ryan Tantill's taking off here. He actually threw that ball away. Thought he was almost past the line of scrimmage there, but apparently he wasn't. Wouldn't have mattered much anyway, since they just threw it away. Ringer on the punt return. He gets a few. We're up to the 27. Tampa Bay just really hasn't been able to do anything on offense. And part of that is the changes we've made on our defense. And I think A-Chain really provides us. I'm not going to say he's better than Nick Chubb, but he's not the same type of back as Nick Chubb. He's a little more speedy. We're going to throw this deep down the field. Kadarius Toney is able to make the catch. And he's really just a different kind of back than Nick Chubb. He's a little more speedy. Not quite as powerful of a runner. I'm going to run a screen here on 2nd and 4. They don't really read it, but don't get too many blocks there. We're up to 100 yards passing after not starting out well. Going to look to maybe just check it down underneath to Benson. And that's exactly what we do. He's able to avoid a tackle and actually get a first down. Would like to get him a lot of yards today. I would love to get him a dev trait scenario. He's actually going to be open on this play, but we can't hit him. Overthrown. I want us to run pretty much the same play again. I think this is the same play we just ran. And this time we hit him. It's a much better throw. Trevon Benson, the rookie, with the touchdown. And if he were able to win Rookie of the Year, his dev trait should go up. Not really sure who else would be up for it. Might be a quarterback or two. Not entirely sure. Haven't paid too much attention to the teams that we're not playing. Take out Oliver here. He sheds the block, but they're going to run it in the opposite direction. Like Clendon with a first down. Well, it's the safety here. So our X factor. Rookie safety. And I think he's the only X factor on the team other than Myles Garrett. Actually, I'm sure he's the only X factor on the team other than Myles Garrett. Don't have an X factor on offense, but our offense has played well enough here today. Would love to get our quarterback up to X factor, but he's got a long way to go. Only has star. Ed Oliver with the sack. He's got 1.5 sacks already. It's going to bring up 4th down. Could have thought about calling a timeout there. But we're going to hang on to our timeouts. We've only got 2. Had to burn one earlier. That's going to be a fumble, but we are able to fall back on it. Had to burn one earlier when accidentally ran no huddle instead of bringing out the punt unit. Had to call the timeout to bring out the punt unit. Benson's open. He's going to get 1 yard, and that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Should have thought about running the ball there with it being so close to the 2-minute warning. We're going to go slot flood here. They don't have a lot of really good defensive backs on their team, so we might try to throw it deep to Ringer. He looks like he might have a step. He's got the catch. Go read option here. They go for the running back, but still play the quarterback pretty well. Go slot flood again. Check it down to Ford. It's actually going to be incomplete. I want us to run Y sail. Ringer or Benson could get open here. Really not looking to throw at anything short of the first down. Ringer was open, but by the time we saw him, we were sacked. We're going to send out Dustin Hopkins for a 55-yard field goal. Looks like it might have had the leg, didn't have the accuracy. We're going to chalk that up to the rainy conditions today. Looks like it might not have had the leg either. Just a little too quick on the field goal. We might look to draft a kicker. Never know. If there's one that looks good. Might just take a shot on one. And I think Hopkins might actually be on a 1-year deal, so we may have to draft one anyway. They're coming down the field here. They might at least get a field goal. That's a completion. They're going to take a timeout. They're down to 1 timeout now. Bet Oliver can get another sack here. He's going to shed the block. Oh, it's actually going to be picked off. Threw it into a crowd. Looks like it was Thornhill with the pick. We're actually going to try to take a shot here, maybe get into field goal range, try to kick another long field goal. Almost caught it off the ricochet, but was not able to. We'll go 4 verticals here. Maybe just launch it deep to Ringer. Looks like he might have a step. It's played well by the safety. And even if we just launch this deep here, we should be able to run out the rest of the half. We're going to go play action crossers here. Sometimes the receiver in the slot here just gets open. Not really the slot, but just off the line. And we're actually going to get sacked. Vita Vea. It's going to take us to the half. At least we didn't throw a pick 6 there. Or fumble the ball. We're up 17-0. Not too worried about it. I mean, Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, I don't really know what I was expecting, but not too bad. Bengals doing all right this year. They're in our division. Remember, if you liked the video, go ahead and like, subscribe. If you don't like it, you can dislike, comment. Always like reading the comments. The few that I get, there's some good ones. Texans up 14-0 on the Vikings. Baker Mayfield's on the Vikings in this. He always seems to end up on the Vikings. I think I said this in another video, but I think he's on the Vikings and our Lions franchise, or he was. I don't know if he still is. We'll just go defend the short pass. We're going to get the ball to start the second half. And I don't know why Ringer's not back there returning kicks. I think when we reset the depth chart, he might not have been the highest rated kick returner anymore. Get a 3-yard run there. I'm gonna go play action. We've run this play a couple of times. Jordan Akins is getting open for a first down. 12 of 20 passing. Not eye-popping numbers, but been pretty efficient other than the slow start. They're on a screen, just barely got the pass away. There's a flag there. Might be a face mask. Actually going to be a hold. Thought it was late coming out to be a hold, but it's going to bring up 1st and 15. Go slants here, double slants. Look to get this to Ringer. He's not really open on the play. I was only looking at him. I didn't look anywhere else. Going to run the ball on 2nd and 15. Try to get some of this penalty yardage back. We get a lot of it back. 10 rushes for 50 yards for A-Chain today. We're going to go play action here. Could just try to run the ball and pick up the first, but we get a big play. The rookie tight end Benson. We're going to go with a bubble screen here. Throw it quickly out to Ringer. Doesn't get much. Does get positive yards though. And a lot of run plays in our suggestions here. Actually going to levels corner. I think this is the one we threw the touchdown on earlier. Benson's open. He has another touchdown. I think that's 3 today. And he's our big red zone target. He really is. He can just get down the field. And he gets open. And I really like throwing the ball to the tight end. When you have a good tight end and your receivers don't get open, sometimes you can just get it to the big guy, and sometimes he'll catch it. Sometimes in Madden, the tight end just gets more open than the receivers do. They're going to run the ball here. Looks like it might be a hold. Don't know why they're coming out running the ball down 24 to nothing. Jerome Baker going to blitz here. It's actually going to be a read option. They get 6 of it back. Going to bring up 2nd and 8. Pass broken up. 5 for 14 passing for Ryan Tannehill. I mean, that's pretty bad. Big play there. Another pass breakup. They're going to punt the ball again. Their play calling has been a bit questionable as well. I mean, A-Chain, 10 rushes for 50 yards. Would like to get him a touchdown. We're going to run an end around here. Able to get way outside. We pick up a first down. I like running that end around maybe about once per game. Usually able to pick up a first down on it if you got a speedy wide receiver. A-Chain. Another 8-yard run. He's not breaking off like 20, 30-yard runs. But he's able to consistently get 6 or 8 yards. Able to get 2 or 3 on short yardage situations. Gets 2 there. We're actually going to run the bubble here. Ringer catches it. He gets out. Picks up a lot. It's going to count as a rush as it was a backwards pass. He's actually got 3 rushes today. 1 on the end around, 2 on bubble screens. Taysom Hill's onto the field. We're going to throw it to him. Probably should have just kept running there, but it's his first catch of the game for Taysom Hill. Go slants here. I think I'm just going to check it down to A-Chain here. It's kind of where I was going with the ball the whole time. He does catch it. Brings up a 3rd and 3. We'll go power run here on 3rd and 3. Taysom Hill's actually in the backfield as the fullback. He blocks absolutely nobody. And that brings up 4th and inches. They want us to kick the field goal. I wouldn't mind running a fake field goal here. Get DTR out running. It's actually going to be enough for the first down. Dorian Thompson-Robinson on the carry. And we had him at quarterback at times last year. But he did not play well. He got benched for P.J. Walker. And P.J. Walker didn't play well either, but it's like a late hit out of bounds. I mean, we'll take it. It's going to put us at the 3-yard line. I said I would like to get Devon A-Chain a touchdown. Let's see if we can get him a touchdown here. He's actually going to be stopped at the 2. He's got 16 rushes for 70 yards. I'd be okay with getting him a receiving touchdown. He's going to have a receiving touchdown. Four minutes off the clock on that drive. Going to take us near the end of the 3rd quarter. We're up 31-0, which is a big change from the game against the Giants a couple of weeks ago. But we're a bit of a different team now. We have a lot of new players as Patterson is in the zone. I need to go in and see what his X Factor ability is actually set to. I probably want to change it. And I don't know why they're running the ball. You're down 31 to nothing. Of course, they haven't been very successful passing the ball today either. They're not going to get the playoff. That's going to take us to the fourth quarter. At Oliver. Trying to get there. 6 for 16 for 51 yards and an interception today. But that's a good pass. And they're coming down the field. I'd like to stop them. Would like to preserve the shutout here. Newsom with a good play on the ball. We've got some good corners. We're going to get Martin Emerson back next week. Houston's going to be off of the field when we run these three linebacker sets. We're going to get Mosu Koromoa back. I think we had an offensive lineman we had a D tackle that was hurt as well. I think he's a backup. Tannehill scrambling. Ed Oliver running after him, and he slides down for the first. Looks like they're probably going to score here, and we're not going to be able to maintain the shutout. And they run the ball. They get a touchdown. Levi McClendon. They kick the extra point. If we can run a decent chunk of time here, might take us almost to the end of the game. We're going to win. We're up 31-7. Tampa Bay just hasn't had the offense today. Really questionable play calling at times. We're going to run that end around again. Opting to run the ball when they've been down by so many points. We get a block, but not where we need it to be. We're going to go no huddle. 3rd and 10. Would really like to get the first down here. We got a man open down the field. That's Benson. He catches the ball at the 37-yard line. We're going to run the ball again. Devon A-Chain is hurt on the play. Hopefully it's nothing serious. They're stretching him out on the sideline. I don't like it. I don't like it. Jerome Ford's into the game. But he has a pretty good run there for 12 yards. Go with a little RPO here. We're going to keep the ball on the ground, just hand it off. And they had the number 2 defense coming into this game. A-Chain has a pulled hamstring. He is able to come back, but he's at a high risk of re-injury, so we're not going to bring him back in this game. We're going to throw it to Kadarius Toney. He actually makes the catch in the corner of the end zone. That's a touchdown. Kadarius Toney. We're up 38-7. 75 yards when I take 2 minutes off the clock. Part of it is the sliders change we made. But part of it's just having Benson on the field. And we're playing we're playing a team with not as good of a defense in Tampa Bay. And part of it is that we did change the sliders, but I don't think that's the whole reason we're playing better. If we continue to remain uncompetitive, I will look to change them again, bring them back down a little bit. But I'd really like to see how we play against a better team. I mean, Tampa Bay was 2-5. They weren't, the best team in the league or anything, and this is probably a game we should win. Because they're gonna launch it out. Looked like for Mike Evans. I mean, Ryan Tannehill at this point in his career is not gonna light up the stat sheet. He's a quarterback that really needs a strong running game. They do have the ball first and goal here. I'm going to take Miles. Well, he doesn't have a lot of pass rush moves available. I'm going to take Ed Oliver here. It's a touchdown, but Mike Evans. It's out of reach at this point. It's going to make it 38-14. But if they would have done that, if they would have come out throwing the ball like that earlier in the game, as they're lined up for an onside kick and we're not in an onside kick formation, and that could have been disastrous, but we do get the ball. We'll run a little bubble screen here to Bell. I actually did not get the pass off in time. It's just going to get handed off to Jerome Ford. But he gets 7. We're going to run the same play again, and I'm actually going to try to throw the bubble. Sometimes you just have to rapidly press the button as soon as the ball snaps. We've thrown for 5 touchdowns today. Wouldn't mind throwing for another one. Hand it off there. It's a loss of 3. We're going to have to change formations if we want to throw the ball here. Hopefully we can get this play off before the 2-minute warning. We're sacked. Granderson's hurt for Tampa Bay, though. We're just going to run this play here, red zone scissors, and try to get it to the running back. It's caught by Ford. He has the first down. He got out of bounds, and that's actually going to stop the clock. And we throw our first pick of the day. Oh my! Had a perfect game going for the quarterback. We were just throwing the read on the RPO. Obviously, that wasn't the read. Should have handed it off. Even if they score again here, I mean, they do have all their timeouts. The best they could hope for is 38-28, even if they score quickly. And Maybe they get an onside kick, but they're down by too much. There's not enough time. The best they really could probably hope for is 38-21. They're actually going to start calling their timeouts. So Ed Oliver's had a pretty good game. Our defense has played pretty well. They haven't played quite as well here in the fourth quarter, but as Ryan Tannehill's up to 244 yards passing. See, that's a little misleading. Most of that's been in the second half when they've been down by a lot. But that's going to be a catch, and he actually takes that all the way into the end zone. Trey Palmer. They're actually going to go for 2. I mean, there's only 30 seconds left. They get the 2. Sure, they're going to try to kick an onside kick here. They actually kick it way up in the air. And I wouldn't mind insulting them and throwing this to the end zone. Kadarius Toney was, and that's going to be out of the end zone. What a terrible pass. Guess I should just be playing to end the game and not try to run up the score here, but sometimes it's fun to run up the score. They're calling a timeout. Not sure what that's about. As we're down to the 17-yard line. Safety goes outside. We throw it up the middle. It's going to be Jerome Ford on the catch. We're going to go for 2. Why not? They went for 2. Bell's wide open. That makes it 46-22. Is that a scoregami? If you don't know what a scoregami is, that's a score that's never happened in the NFL before. There's 9 seconds left. They're out of timeouts. They're going to go play action and lob the ball out of bounds. I don't think Ryan Tannehill meant to throw that ball out of bounds. I think it was just an inaccurate throw. Ed Oliver hits him as he throws. That's the game. We get 2 wins in a row. Maybe there's still hope for the season. Last week it was the turnovers that really helped us. And this week it was just all of the stops that we got. We really smothered their offense in the first half. Take a look at the stats here. 24 for 35 for 371. 6 touchdowns, 1 pick. The pick was a little bit brain dead on an RPO, but sometimes you throw that RPO and they catch it. Sometimes it's automatically picked off. But had a long 40. Ryan Tannehill, 16 for 32, 262. along at 35. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Rushing, Devon Achane, who left the game with an injury, but should be back next week. 18 for 76. Did have a receiving touchdown. Averaged 4.2 yards per carry. Jerome Ford came in the game. Ran the ball a couple of times. Anthony Ringer, who it said he fumbled the ball. When did he fumble the ball? I don't remember that. Did he fumble it and we got it back? That might have been on a kick return that he fumbled it. I don't know. At some point he fumbled the ball, but we got it back, so I think. Our quarterback ran the ball 2 times. Receiving, we're just going to look at our team. Benson had 8 catches for 143 and 3 touchdowns. Had a long of 39. No drops. Did not drop the ball. Achane had 4 catches for 25. Had a touchdown. Kadarius Toney had a touchdown. Taysom Hill had a couple catches. Jerome Ford had a couple catches. Jerome Ford had that touchdown at the end. Anthony Ringer had a couple. David Bell. Akins. Defensively, had a few tackles for loss. Didn't really have a ton of tackles for loss. 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 tackles for loss. But Ed Oliver had 3 of them. We really just stopped him for short gains on a lot of these runs today. Ed Oliver had a sack and a half. David Patterson, the rookie safety out of NC State, had a sack. Jalen Phillips had the other half a sack. Jerome Baker had our only interception today. Didn't force any fumbles. Really just stopped him for short gains. On a lot of plays. As Benson's going to have an upgrade. Vertical threat is the scheme fit, but I'd rather go possession. Impact block, medium route running. Pass block finesse goes up. Don't know how often he's really pass blocking, but release and short route running. What's his medium route running? He does have star. Only star dev, but he is only 21 years old. And he's probably going to progress at a pretty good rate. His route running could use some work. Deep route running is pretty bad. Really just his catching that's good. And he's got 85 speed, which is not bad for a tight end. His awareness is pretty high. His trucking, his carrying and change of direction are pretty decent too. He's a good player. He has a long way to go, but Thornhill's gonna get upgraded. Hybrid. Usually like to go hybrid on the safeties. We do have an injury. And that was Jack Conklin. He has a dislocated hip. He's going to be out for 5 weeks. And that's a big blow on our offensive line, but we didn't have him most of the game, and we still played pretty well. Next week is the bye week. We could go ahead and do the bye. This video is already pretty long. We're not going to do the bye week. We will advance the week to the bye week. It's going a little slow here on advancing the week, but sometimes it's just a little slow advancing the week in offline franchise. Hopefully it didn't freeze up again. Doesn't seem like it did, but if it did, I'll just end the video here. Did not? Okay. And we've actually got the number 2 passing offense, the number 30 rush offense. We're number 18 in points per game. Our defense was so bad at the beginning of the year, these last 2 games have not brought us up in any categories. We're number 32 at everything. We do have some weekly awards. We'll go ahead and check those out. Or we won't. Okay. Looks like it froze up. Well, that's what's going to do it for this one.